vitality. Even standing still in a deceptively casual pose, he seemed capable of great power. Erik Gudjonsson's hair shone like a golden helmet in the sun. It was thick, luxurious, falling around his aristocratic head in casual disarray. His darker mustache added to the sensuality of his wide mouth. Strong white teeth glistened from beneath the brush of the thick mustache and contrasted handsomely with the tan, weather-roughened face. His jeans were well worn and tight. They rode low on his slender hips and hugged the muscles of his thighs like a glove. The chambray shirt fit almost as snugly. The sleeves had been rolled back to reveal sinewy arms. The blue fabric was stretched tightly over a broad chest that was matted with tawny hair. It was difficult not to stare at the deep V that his unbuttoned shirt revealed. His hands were long, with tapering fingers that denoted strength, and yet the sensitivity required to operate a complex videotape camera. For some inexplicable reason, Kathleen felt a strange constriction in her chest when her eyes traced the corded column of his neck, the proud, somewhat stubborn chin, sensual mouth, and slender nose, up to the blue eyes. And when her green eyes clashed with the full impact of his, she had a sinking feeling in the lower part of her body that was both delightful and disturbing. "You look better suited to hard news stories." He shrugged noncommittally.
"I go where I'm assigned."
"Well, I hope you're not looking for an angle on us because you'll be disappointed. We're strictly on the up and up."
"I never said otherwise. Why the third degree? Do you mistrust newsmen?"
Leaning down, his mustache only partially concealing a smile, he whispered,
"Or is it men in general?"
In a voice as cool as her expression, she said, "Go up the hill and take the left fork. Follow it until you drive through the main gate. The building immediately inside and to your right is the office. You'll find either Edna or BJ there."
"Thank you."
Still smirking, he sauntered in the direction of his parked Blazer. Kathleen couldn't determine a logical reason for her irritability the rest of the afternoon, though she handled the energetic children with her usual aplomb. Of all the counselors, they adored Kathy, as they called her, the most. It was a reciprocal affection. Today, for some reason, ever since meeting Erik Gudjonsson, she was irascible and anxious for the sun to move closer to the horizon. Then, at 5 o'clock, everyone would migrate toward cabins for a rest hour before dinner in the large, noisy dining hall. Now, as the children cavorted in the roped-off section of the Kings River that threaded its way through the Ozark Mountains of northwestern Arkansas, Kathleen basked in the sunshine as she sat on the shore. She was ever watchful of the campers, but for a few moments she could revel in relative peace while they were occupied with their own antics in the clear water. She sighed deeply and closed her eyes for a moment against the glare of the sunlight on the water. She loved this place. Each summer, it was as much a sabbatical for her as it was helpful to her friends, the Harrisons, for her to serve as a counselor at the camp. For 60 days, Kathleen Haley, fashion buyer for Mason's department store in Atlanta, ceased to exist. She retreated from the frantic pace she lived the other 10 months of the year and renewed herself with the mountain air, regular meals, early hours, and exhausting exercise. Yet despite the rigorous schedule, the camp work was restful for her mind as much as her body. Few career girls would give up their valuable time to serve as a camp counselor, but to Kathleen it was a labor of love. She knew firsthand the desperation of these children as they sought love and attention. If she could give back only a particle of the affection she had found here years ago, her time and efforts were more than worth it. "Hey, Kathy, Robbie is going past the rope." She opened her eyes to see a self-righteous tattler pointing an accusing finger at the boy breaking the stringent rule. "Robbie!" Kathleen called. When the offender's head broke the surface, she gave him a threatening stare. It was enough to make him dive back under the boundary and poke up to a standing position in the shoulder-high water. To show him she meant business, she warned, "Once more outside the rope, and you're..."